Hello and welcome to the Soulful Mamas podcast. You're with your host Maria and I'm so pleased you're here. How are you? And that's an actual genuine question. How are you? I don't know how much you feel energy or feel a shift in other people's energy at the moment, but it's pretty big and you may or may not have an idea of why possibly that's happening. But here are a few reasons, that you could be experiencing some big waves of either big energy, either highly motivated or highly wanting to find the closest cave and curl yourself up into it and just sleep and rest. So if you are either of those things or both of those things in any given day, welcome to the world of most of us, I think, at the moment. So what is that? Well, we have just been through our equinox. So for us in the Southern Hemisphere, our autumn equinox, and that time of balance and that point of harmony between our two hemispheres on the planet, which is quite beautiful and powerful. And then we start to turn and shift, and it's almost like a separation, and we start going in opposite directions. And for us, our days are getting shorter and our nights longer. So we can feel that shift, and it's very much that autumnal feeling in the air. It's not just in the air, you look out and nature is definitely showing us that yes, I am here. The leaves are changing colours on the deciduous trees, and the light, the sun is lower, the light coming in. It's actually so beautiful. It's such a beautiful, beautiful time of the year. And it's those cool, crisp mornings, but it's not too cold yet. But we know it's coming. So there's all of that happening. And then we've basically entered into the eclipse season. And we are now in this portal of the sacred portal of waiting between the full moon lunar eclipse that we just had yesterday and until the solar eclipse on the 9th of April, the new moon. And it's this portal between the two is where some really big work can be done if we give it permission to do that. So the full moon eclipse was in Libra, and Libra is all about balance, and particularly for this one, relationships. I think the balance is really quite key as well, since we've just had that balance time of the equinox, so we can really hone into that energy of finding balance in all aspects of our lives, whether that be work, play, leisure, relationship, everything. So it's a good time to look at that, and even if you are not consciously looking at it, it may just come up and present itself to you as an opportunity to look at me, and which is, it's all good. And we're also in Aries, the beginning of the astrological new year, and Aries and is a fire sign, and it has that big excited energy as well, and all things Aries. So there's all of this happening, and in an eclipse season, in this portal, it's like it brings up those things that have been possibly in the shadows, pushed away under the rug, perhaps, deal with you another day, back of the cupboard, that type of thing, because I haven't got time for you, I haven't got time for that. Do I really want to address that situation? Shall I just appease the status quo by just pretending that thing, whatever it is, didn't happen? And in this period of time, it's when, nope, it's literally like the rug's been pulled up from underneath us and it's saying, hey, remember these things? They need to be addressed. And you can either say, right, okay, yep, I am going to look at those thoughts that I think, those habits that I have, those actions that I do or don't do, all of that. It could be in relationships, it could be any sort of relationship, marital, colleague, friendships, family, all sorts of relationships. So sometimes the things that aren't quite running as smoothly might come up and show us that, this needs a bit of oil, bit of CRC, because there's some stuckness here and we either address it or the problem isn't going to go away. It's probably going to get worse. So it's hard when what's coming up is actually past wounds or past traumas, because that's not easy. It's not easy, but this is an opportunity to actually address them and look at them. And that might mean having some really good quiet time to drop into what it is. Or it might mean that you have a really good, open, honest conversation with a trusted person, a friend or a family member, or perhaps when you seek extra help, outside counsellor or coach, or just somebody that can have that hold that space for you to really work through and share what it is that you need to share. And it may not be on that larger scale, could be little things, but those little things do accumulate, don't they? And if we don't address them, suddenly they are a big thing as well. So that's a big part of this Eclipse Portal. It's opportunities. See it as opportunities for growth, and it's like trying to get us on track, on our soul path, get us on that path, because that's actually what we're here to do, to follow our soul's guidance. And we often don't listen. And this is why I have started, or one of the reasons why I have this podcast, Soulful Mamas, because it's about how do we keep our souls full. And each of us will have a different way of doing that. That thing that lights you up and makes your soul sing. Maybe it's music or art in some creative way that works for you, and that might not be the thing that works for another. For them it might be rock climbing or racing motorbikes, who knows. But if it's about being true to you, whatever you know that you are here to do. And I know you might think, well, I actually don't even know what I'm here to do half of the time. And that's truth as well. And that's actually really great to have that awareness, because you know that, what does light me up? What does make my soul sing? What do I do to make my soul full? And if you can't answer these questions, it's probably a good idea to really sit with them and think about it. Could be just the little things. I mean, you all know how much, well, some of you know, I love autumn. I absolutely love this time of the year. And oh my gosh, the little acorns, and they've got their little hats on them. I love them. I love them so much. It's like they bring me ridiculous amount of joy. It never gets old for me seeing autumn leaves and playing in the leaves. It never, ever, ever gets old. And for some others, it might be like, what are you talking about? I remember having a colleague once and she just could not understand my, love of autumn, because she said, don't you see, everything's dying. Everything's dying and we're going into winter and it's cold and dark, and her perception of it was so different to mine. And that's okay. It's totally okay. So summer is probably what keeps her soul full, doing summer type activities. And for me, one of them is playing in the leaves and collecting little acorns. So yeah, it's finding those things to keep us on our soul path. And we have a choice now to act on these. And even if it feels uncomfortable, and it probably will, because if you haven't really worked on it much, it'll feel foreign almost. And you want to go back into the safety of the comfort zone, even though you know deep down it's not quite right, or those little demons under the rug that want to come out want to be addressed. But that's confronting, that's hard. It is hard. So that's why most people find it easier just to play it safe, even if they're not fully happy. But it's just, let's just play it safe and then it's okay. But that niggling feeling never ever leaves. It's always going to be there. So right now, in this portal, this 2-week portal, like, be brave. Be brave and take action and do something it does push you a little bit out of your comfort zone. It does make you feel a bit scared. It's actually a healthy way to increase that sense of that grit, that determination, that resilience. And it's that quality of resilience that we are really trying to instill in our children at the moment, because many of them don't have much of it. And if you think how hard it is for us ourselves to really access that depth of resilience and grit, it's not easy. And so maybe we don't model it to our children. Is this why it's hard for them? Who knows? But yeah, do the things that scare us. We do need to do that sometimes, just to push ourselves, just that little bit, or maybe a lot. Who knows? Yeah, and also in full moons, obviously, it's all about releasing, letting go. So I just see it as a really great opportunity to look at what is coming up for us, and what am I going to do with it. I have a choice to keep it tucked away, or have the opportunity to really look at it, sit with it, address it. And these might be little things about, going to bed earlier, or they could be really big things. And like I said before, if they're big things that you might need a bit of support or guidance with, that's when you reach out to someone that you feel like you can trust, and they know that they can hold that space for you. Yeah, and I'm not an expert on astrology by any means. I just happen to really love it. I work very closely with rhythms and seasons, the wheel of the year. Do that, personally at home with the children I've taught, and the families I work with in my play circle group. So it's quite a big part of me, and working with the moon. And I love all of that. So I'm not an expert in astrology. I'm just really interested in it. But if you want to know more about this, then or get in touch with me, and I can tell you the people that I like to follow and sort of connect in with. But some of these people, they spend years and years learning the ins and outs of the stars and moons and planets and conjunctions and everything. It's pretty incredible, and it's honestly like another language. So I kind of just take what I can take on board basically what I can process, and I interpret it and translate it into my world. So that's kind of what I'm giving you. And you, whether that lands for you or not, I don't know. It's all good. But these are just my ideas and my little musings at the moment. And basically just to say, it's all good if you're feeling a little bit all over the shop, not sleeping well, often happens with a full moon. Emotional, pretty much always happens with a full moon. Yeah, it's all fine, and there's other things going on too, but it feels like we're in a really big energy soup right now, and because everybody is, and we're all like, it's like there's like a recalibration going on, and we're all trying to recalibrate to whatever our new frequency is, if you like, and it feels uncomfortable and it feels a bit strange, and because we're all kind of experiencing it at the same time, it's who can I talk to? What can I do with this? So yeah, it's so important to look after ourselves at the moment, and I think, a couple of big things is, what is it that helps you to keep your soul full? What is soul filling for you? What fills you up? What lights you up? What makes your soul sing? And it could be the simplest little things, like my little acorns. Do more of that. And if you truly don't know what that is, sit with it and think of something that just brings, first thing that comes to mind that brings you that smile, that sense of joy. And the other big thing is really connecting with nature as much as you can. If you can take your shoes off and put your bare feet on the earth, then do that, just to like ground, just to recenter yourself, because nature absorbs all the stuckness that we have going on in that busy mind. She's amazing. She's amazing what she takes on board for us. So just get outside and breathe in that hopefully fresh air. And if you have an opportunity to, a couple of elements just coming to mind. Obviously water is really good for flowing. If you can swim or immerse in it somehow, great. Maybe even a bath, even a shower, foot bath. But fire just came to mind as well, and I guess that's because we're in Aries. That fire, that transformation. And I guess if we really truly face these things that are coming up for us, or that have always been there for us, but we keep pushing them down, if we truly let them come up and meet them, it's an opportunity to transmute them, burn them away, or they can be transformed into something even bigger and greater, rather than a big heavy thing that they previously were. Right. Anyway, that's me going on my little ma ramble for today. I was actually going to, believe it or not, I was going to talk about Easter, and I might do another episode, a little bonus episode for that. And anyway, this just came through instead. So I truly hope you got something from that. If it lands at all, if it does, please let me know. I'd love to know how you are all navigating this really exciting, potent period of time, this beautiful portal that we're in right now. And if you want to know more, please reach out and I can share what I know. And if you do need someone to guide you or hold space for you, that's also what I do as well. So again, reach out or to somebody that someone else that you trust and that can do that for you as well. It's really important that we keep connected in these times more than ever. We've got to weave in our village quite tightly so that we are truly supported, and know when we need to have that inner time, that more solitary time, and then also know when we need to come in and feel a bit more held. So yeah, let me know. Keep the conversations going, and if you haven't already, come and join the Soulful Mamas Facebook group, and we can go deeper into any of these topics or conversations as well. I'd love to see you in there. Anyway, my friend, have a beautiful, soul-filling day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.